Hello, so I thought I'd do a proper video today just to see if YouTube promotes this, because they haven't been, like I said before, at the moment they've just been doing shorts. So I bought some of these to try. So they're Seven Oceans, and they're these sort of lifeboat survival biscuits. So the idea with these is they're like very dense biscuits, because as you see, one bar is 270 calories, and this has 9 bars in it. So the idea is I think you have one for morning, one for lunch, one for breakfast, one for lunch, one for dinner, essentially. So it's 3 days worth of food. And the reason why these are pretty interesting is if I can find all the bits on the side, what's this bit, is you'll notice there's absolutely no sodium in it. So no salt whatsoever, as well as there's quite a lot of vitamins of various types. And the reason for that is basically these are designed so they'll never make you thirsty. That's the idea of them. So the idea as well with these is that they're meant to be tasty enough that you want to eat them even if you feel sick or a bit, obviously anxious because you're in a lifeboat or something, in a little life raft type situation, which is what these are originally designed for. But not so tasty you want to actually eat them all in one go and then you've got no rations left. So these particular ones are Norwegian. So let's get the packet open. So we have our vacuum wrapped big foil block of biscuits there. And another good thing to note, these ones are only 5 years, which is still a very long time for a product. They see made in 2024, last till 2029. But some companies that make these have given like a shelf life of about 10 to 20 years. So they're basically designed that you can just put them somewhere like a fallout shelter or an emergency, place on a boat or wherever else, storm shelter, that kind of thing, and just forget about them. So let me cut these open or rip them open. I'll see if they rip open easily enough. And then there should be 9 individually wrapped bars or little blocks in here, I believe. So let's find out. Yeah, so that packaging ripped off really easily. If you were quite weak or whatever from dehydration or sort of lack of food, you'd still manage it, I think, all right, or due to an injury. I've heard that some companies, when they do these, don't do them very well. So yeah, we've got our bars here. I think they might have another little bit of plastic wrap, around each of the bars. So each bar's wrapped up in its own little thing, as you can see there, but there's also some plastic holding them together. So typically I'll need to rip that off while I'm trying to do the camera one-handed. So back in a moment. Right, here we go. So I've got one of the bars unwrapped. I'm just going to eat it like this, as a bar rather than breaking it into little chunks or whatever. So open it up. This one's actually 2 little blocks. So as you can see, it's a very, very dense biscuit. It's kind of like shortbread, but not. It's certainly not bad tasting. As I've been saying on recent streams, I've had quite a long cold at the moment, so I can't really taste or smell anything. So I can taste it's a bit sugary, and that's about it. It might have a bit more of a taste, I'm just not picking it up. But yeah, so these things, I know you can get other brands and they're all pretty similar, but yeah, they seem alright. Like I said, it's definitely not the tastiest biscuit ever, but it's not nasty either. It's just pretty plain, but it's at least edible. It's not like a horrible, condensed dry chunk or something. So I'm going to finish this off camera because I doubt you want to keep seeing me eat it. But yeah, these would definitely be good for like a ration pack type thing, wherever you just need some very compressed load of food. Because again, if this is 3 days worth of food, technically, even if it's very bland, boring food, and again, if it's 270 calories per bar and you're meant to have 3 bars a day, that's going to be, like 700 something calories per day. So it's, again, that's like the bare minimum of what you could have if you're not doing much. It's not the 3,000, 4,000 calories you need a day if you're very active doing stuff. But like I said, these would certainly be good to have a load of these sort of things. Like I say, and we've had that big hurricane in America recently, hit Florida. If you did have a storm shelter or had like a car that you had to suddenly evacuate in, certainly wouldn't hurt to have a load of these in a storm shelter or something. So yeah, They seem surprisingly good. But obviously these sort of things have been around for ages, so they must work to some extent. So yeah, I'd recommend them. Like I said, a bit boring, but they're not meant to be tasty, 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 because I believe when companies have tried that in the past, they've had the problem that people eat them too fast. So although yes, you might find other brands which do make really tasty survival versions of these, you probably want the plain boring ones to not, want to eat more than one go.